Excuse me, sir.
Start, madam.
Good morning, students. This is V.Renuka Vadnala, PGT in English from SLB Vikarabad. Yesterday, we have discussed a very interesting story, Parige by Vattikota Alvar Swami. So, we were in the middle of the story, I think. Let me recapitulate some points what we have discussed yesterday. The main character, Mallayya, who is carrying all the family responsibility on his shoulder, like his old father who was already bedridden, and a sister who is between 10 to 12 years. So one day, for feeding them, he went to fields and he gathered some parige, means the remaining stalks of paddy in the field after completing main harvesting. But by the assistant of a rich landlord, he was blamed that he has stolen the paddy from the field and he was chased by him. And meanwhile, even his sister also was caught by a police patel for not coming for the bonded labor in another village. And she was requesting about her father's condition. So both were now in the trap of the police. So where we have stopped, already the tall man started beating Mallayya with his stick. Next, let me read. I am dead, said Mallayya and fell down. Falling on each other, he and his sister both cried. So actually, she thought her brother came to rescue her from Police Patel's hands, but he is also in trap. So both were crying. The man who had chased Mallayya put the bundle of paddy before Police Patel and complained that it was stolen from his thrashing floor. As we have discussed, what is thrashing floor? A specific place which is meant for separate for grain from paddy stalks. So he was blamed that he has stolen the paddy from the field, but actually he collected the remaining stalks. It is not a crime actually, but he was blamed. So he has stolen the paddy. So the tall man complaining to the police patel. The Setu Sindhis separated Mallayya from his wailing sister and tied him to the shed's post. Post is nothing but a pillar. Like the police patel again started forcing Mallayya's sister to go to do bonded labor for somebody in another village. So they both were crying now. So the Setu Sindhi separated Mallayya from his sister and he tied him to a shed's pole. And again the police patel forcing his sister to do bonded labor in another village. The police patel, who had been carrying out wicked governance by becoming a part in the cruel machinery of administration, uttered a sentence which reflected human feeling. He said, "How is her father's condition now?" At least now they are showing some sympathy. So he told that how is your father now? So they were requesting his sister and he even, my father was in a bad condition. He was already bedridden. We have to take care of him. So that's why I could not come to another village to do bonded labor. So at least now he is asking how is father's condition. So he is showing some sympathy. So the Setu Sindhi is replying now. He is a very old fellow. He has been bedridden for 6 months, as if he is neither living nor dead. There is no hope that he will survive, but to know exactly he will die. Are these fellows Brahma's sons? They are loafers, but they tell all lame excuses, replied one of the Setu Sindhis. So the guards, they were telling to Police Patel, all these are, they are asking for lame excuses. Already his father was very old and he was waiting for death. So there is no hope. All these are lame excuses, silly excuses they are asking. At home, Mallaya's father lay nonchalantly accepting that such predicaments are but natural because they are part of life's experiences. He was in an incoherent state. So that Mallaya's father, helplessly, he was watching all these as a part of in their lives because they were all the downtrodden people were treated inhumanly by landlords in that feudal system. So it is very common. And at last, they sent his sister forcibly to the neighboring village to do bonded labor for somebody. She started in the middle of the night in fright. See the condition. Actually, even they should not arrest after 6 o'clock, but they have sent that girl in the middle of the night to do bonded labor in another village. See, means it is showing the cruel, means atrocities of those police. Mallaya's sister, who has been protecting his father, has gone. He himself is in prison. Will I see my father alive? Thought he, agonizing over the uncertain condition that prevailed. So here Mallaya also is helpless. Already his sister was sent to another village by forcibly, and even now he is going to be in the jail. And how many days he doesn't know. And he was in a thought, will I see my father alive? So what condition he is going to be faced? So no one is there to take care of him because he was already bedridden. The police patel sent Mallaya to the police station, and the next day the latter was sentenced to 3 months imprisonment. So he was sentenced to be in the jail for 3 months for doing nothing. It was not a crime, but still he was blamed that he has stolen that paddy from the rich farmer's field. He did not know what happened to his father and sister. See the pathetic condition of Mallaya. So he doesn't know what happened to his father and even his sister. So here another flashback when he came to know what happened to his father and sister. See here. One day, Mallaya went to the bazaar for a work. There he saw an acquaintance. He requested the Jawan for permission to talk to him and got the same. He was informed that his father had died. His sister left the village and his house was in a dilapidated and fallen condition. So, means one day he was outside of the jail and he took permission from Javan and he talked to a known person from his own village and he came to know that his father was already dead and his sister also left the village and don't know where she was and his house condition also is in bad. He controlled the anguish raising inside his heart with great difficulty. He thought that if he cried aloud, people would surround him. Further, the Jawan who showed mercy and allowed him to talk to the acquaintance might get into a problem. So he was very much uh, disappointed with the news, but he controlled his heart. He didn't cry aloud because people may surround him and the Javan who gave permission to talk him maybe get into a problem. That's why he controlled himself. He was smoldering inside his heart. He thought that after having his meal, he could return to his cell and then weep. So he believed falsely that he was fully independent. Then he cried aloud. See here, at least he cannot cry heartfully after knowing that tragic condition of his father and sister in a jail. That's why on that day, after having dinner in his own cell, he started crying loud. At least he felt that time, I have a freedom now. So what would have happened to my sister? He agonized over his apprehension. So the story ended with the question, what happened to my sister? Nobody knows. So we can say this is a very tragic story, and it reflects the conditions of that downtrodden people from those days who were treated inhumanly by the Nizam, or we can say the feudal system. So this is a replica, we can say. So hope you understand the story. As I said, you will get a question answer and as well as paragraph questions from this lesson. Today's homework, you can answer these two questions. Describe Mallaya's silent wail in the jail. Why did he cry silently? So what are the conditions made him to cry silent? Describe the conditions that forced Mallaya to collect parige late in the evening. So what conditions made Mallaya to go to field and collecting parige in the late in the evening? So you can write the reasons for both these questions and try to do comprehension passages on the page number 92, 7.2.1, 7.2.2, 7.2.3. This will help you in getting good marks in your IPE exam while doing comprehension passages. And thank you. And I'm going to continue my session with letter writing also. Wait a minute. So today's part of our grammar, we are going to discuss about letter writing. Already you know, because of development in science and technology, nowadays we are using letter writing in less manner. But though in formal purpose, we have to write even letter writing. For example, if you want to take permission or if you are going to complain to anybody, if you are requesting anything to higher authorities, higher officials, simply you can't send message through WhatsApp or you can't send a message, simple message. You have to write a formal letter. So this is very helpful in your day-to-day life after completing your education also. So here we are going to learn from this topic the objectives of this topic. So by the end of this session, you will come to know about types of letters and formats of letter writing and various components of a letter and practice writing a letter. So first, we will try to learn what are the features of a letter, how a good letter should be, what are the qualities it should have. We will discuss. A letter should be in the correct format. We have to select a correct format, short and to the point. So it should not be lengthy. It should be short and to the point. Within one page, we have to finish. Free of any grammatical or spelling mistakes. While writing, we should take care of the grammatical and spelling mistake. Next, it should be polite, even if it is a complaining letter, and well presented. Means line gaps, margins, and headings. We have to take care of all these things. First, we will discuss types of letters. So basically, the letter writing is divided into two types. One is formal letters. Second is informal letters. First, formal letters, they are also called official letters. written to higher authorities, government officials, editors, book publishers, etc. Higher authorities like maybe your principal, collector, DEO, or MRO office, like that, government officials, or newspaper editors, or book publishers. Informal letters, general letters we can say, or personal letters we can say. They are also called personal letters written to parents, family members, friends, relatives, familiar acquaintances, means to known persons. So these are the two main types of letter writing: formal letters, which are called official letters; informal letters, which are called personal letters. So part of your syllabus, informal letter is deleted from your syllabus. So today we are going to learn from formal letters. Only we will discuss formal letters. From that, first, as part of features of a letter, the correct format we should select. So here we have two main formats in our textbook. So with this, two more formats are there, but they are not in use present day. So we will discuss first types of format. Here you can see letter format. First one is called indented format, which is called as a traditional style. Means already you have learnt in 10th class. And another is blacked format, the current style, whatever we are using. So in detail, we will discuss what is indented format or traditional style. You can see the headings, indented format. It will start with the left margin with the content from address, and again the second component date is written at the right margin. Again to address, receiver's address, left margin. Then the next line salutation. Next in the middle subject line. Next body of the letter in 2 to 3 paragraphs. Next after that complimentary close and signature block. You can see the style of writing, the using of margins left to right. And here in indented format, we use punctuation marks. Like you have already learnt in your 10th class. After in from address, after name, address, phone number, email, we use commas. At the end, we keep a full stop. After salutation also comma. After subject line full stop. After complimentary close comma, signature full stop. Like that we use punctuation marks. But in contrast, you can see the blacked format, which is the current style we are using nowadays. Everything you can write at the left margin, including date. From address, date, to receiver address, salutation, subject line, body of the letter, and even complimentary close and signature block. Everything you can write left side. Maybe it is for our inconvenient. Nowadays, we are not writing with the pen. Just we are mailing. So for typing, it will be easy. So everything we can start from the left margin. So it is currently using style, the blocked format. Along with this, we have a semi-blocked hanging indented format also, but they were not in use. So we will discuss the comparison. Already I have explained in previous slide. So in indented format, means in traditional format, we use punctuation marks like to address, from address at the end of salutation and the complimentary close. And this is another difference from blacked format. One line space is given after every component. For example, after from address, one line gap will be given for date. Next, one line space is given for receiver address. One line space is given for salutation. But in body of the letter, we have to give 2 line space after every paragraph. we will write 2 to 3 paragraphs like introduction and what you are going to request and what you are expecting from the receiver. 3 paragraphs at least we will write. So between them, we have to give 2 line space. Whereas in blocked format, you no need to use any punctuation marks. Only in body of the letter you can use. And for every component, you can give 1 line space. 1 line space is given after every component and every para in the body of the letter also. So this is the one more difference from indented format and blacked format. So what I suggest you to practice blacked format. It is very easy because every component you can write at the left margin and 1 line space is given to every component so that you can finish in single page. So you can score out of marks. So now we discuss what are the main components of a letter. First, how to write, the style of writing we should discuss. The main components in a letter writing: date, address, salutation, subject line, body of the letter, complimentary clause, signature block. These are the main parts, whether it is indented format or blocked format. These are the main components of a letter. Now, we look into the style of writing, how we should write a date. So, the standard international convention style is completely we have tried, like you can see here, 22 July 2020. For example, today's 9 January 2021. This is the standard style. Other styles you can write, which I have shown here, July 22nd, comma 2020, 22nd July, comma 2020, or you can write 2027, 2020. So these are the other styles, but if you use this standard international style, it will be good. Okay, it gives you complete information regarding date. So address, while writing, senders are recipient address, means receiver's address. First, you have to mention name, designation, and company or institution, or from where you are writing, town or city. Nowadays, mobile number is must, as well as email also, so that the communication will be easy. So these are the details you have to give under address, whether it is sender or receiver. So this is the second component we can say. The third component is salutation. So this is nothing but greeting the receiver. So the way we address the reader, you can write one of the following. You can write like this. Mostly we write dear sir or dear ma'am. If you know the person very well, you can mention the name also, like a family doctor, dear Dr. Sinha, dear Professor Manohar, dear Mr. President. You can write their name, or with the designation you can write, but most we will write dear sir or ma'am, or at least sir. So this is the style of writing salutation. Next, fourth components, subject line. This is very important in a letter writing because it gives you the whole information. What is the main purpose in writing that letter? Because the higher officials or authorities, they may not have that much time to read every line in your letter. So by seeing the subject line, they will come to know what purpose you are going to write. So then if it is necessary, then they will go into the body of the letter. So this is very important line in a letter writing. Then how to write? It should be short. So 3 to 4 words. And that too you have to write in capital letters. For example, if you are writing to your principal requesting TC bona fide like that, just you have to write issue of certificates. Okay, then they will go in detail what certificates you are asking. So it should be short and you have to write in capital letters, 3 to 4 words. That's it. So subject line should be 3 to 4 words and it should be in capital letters because it gives you the whole information regarding the letter writing. The fifth component, this is also very, very important. That's why we are telling like body of the letter. And it contains the message of the letter. It starts from the left margin and requires separate paragraphs, 2 to 3, not too many. The introductory paragraph should clearly state the purpose. The concluding paragraph should outline what action you would like the recipient to take. It is an informal letter. You can be a little bit more conversation. So here we are talking about only formal. So how it should be the body of the letter? It should be short, minimum 2 to 3 paragraphs. Like we can divide. First we have to think why we are writing the letter. In introductory part, we have to introduce ourselves. And in the second paragraph, what we are requesting them. And third paragraph, what we are expecting from the receiver. So enough. So each paragraph can contain 2 to 3 lines. It is enough, not more than that. It should not be lengthy at all. So if it is informal letter, for example, if you are writing to your father, sister, mother like that, it can be lengthy because the conversation will be lengthy. However, so in formal letter, it should be short. Okay, only 2 to 3 paragraphs and that to 2 to 3 lines. So it should show, it should convey the main message, what you are going to convey to the receiver. So the sixth component, complementary clause. This is nothing but leave taking. Okay, their salutation is greeting. Here, complementary clause is leave taking. So it should be here. In formal letters, yours sincerely, if you mention the name. While writing salutation like Dear Dr. Sinha, Dear Professor Mohan, if you write like that, you have to write yours sincerely. Or if you mention Dear Sir or Madam, you can write yours truly or yours faithfully. Okay, it's better to write it's yours faithfully. If you can write yours obediently also, but most of the time I have noticed that they do spelling mistakes while writing obediently. So it's better to write yours faithfully. If you are confident, you can write yours obediently also. In informal letter, okay, as it was not in the syllabus, just we will discuss a point. Yours lovingly, yours loving son, daughter, yours affectionately, you can write. So this is the complementary clause. Next, the last component of a letter is a signature block. Here you can see Aditi, but it is not clear to know. So whenever in signature block, after signing, under in bracket, you have to write your name in block letters. So it will be clear to the receiver, who are you? So don't sign and leave. You have to write your name in block letters under the sign. You can see in the slide like that in formal letters. So this is the last component of a letter. Here, we will take one formal letter. You can see. Can you identify which format is this? Blocked format, because everything you can see on the left margin here. K. Yamuna. Address and the date 22nd July 2020. And to whom she is writing? The director, Karate Center. Next, how the salutation? Dear sir. And after one line, space, subject line, details of karate coaching. So here, 2 to 3 paragraphs of body of the letter. And then here, complimentary clause, yours faithfully. And then sign, Yamuna. Under you can see K. Yamuna in block letters. Here, most of the students are habituated to write the components headings like from, to, date, like that. But we should not write those titles. Directly we have to write the details, from address details. You should not write from, to. The component titles you should not write. Just you have to give the details of sender's details, then date, then receiver's details, next salutation, next subject line, next body of the letter, next complimentary clause, next signature block. Here you can see clearly along with the component details in this slide. One example of a letter from K. Yamuna. So, tips for writing a good letter. At last, how to practice a good letter. So, it will be helpful not only for IPE, in your life. So, wherever, for applying a seat, job, or requesting letter, or business letters. So, it will be helpful in your day-to-day life communication in your whole life. So, here some tips. Always use your best and clearest handwriting. It is a important point. It should be clear in handwriting. It is appropriate to refer to yourself as I and to the reader as you. So in between, so sender and receiver. So you have to use I and you. And writing correct address is essential. Okay, this is another important thing. And reread your whole letter. These are the some tips you can follow while writing letter writing. So for today's practice exercises, 2 exercises I am giving you. Try to write in your books. First one, write a letter to the principal of your college requesting him to issue your transfer, bona fide and conduct certificates. So this is very important as you are going to complete your intermediate. However, you have to write this letter to your concerned principals. So most of the times we find out so many mistakes in their writings while applying for certificates. So try to learn perfectly. And second one, write a letter of complaint to the commissioner of a municipality regarding the bad condition of your road that needs immediate repair in your colony. This is also like a citizen responsibility we will write to the government officials. So these 2 letters you have to write today's homework and practice more letters from page number 1 or 2 exercises. So all formal letters only you have to practice, because for this year there is no informal letter. So with this I am going to complete my webinar sessions. I am very thankful to our secretary sir and as well as our coordinators Srinivas sir and Manimala ma'am, and thankful to you also Nana. Thank you for giving me such opportunity, and be safe. Maybe we are going to meet shortly. Thank you very much.